All right, FightHype.com. Sean Zattel here with the legendary Tim Bradley.
What's
of
up,
course,
man?
working the fights tomorrow night. Shakur Stevenson, Nakathila. Not to look past Nakathila, but the plans are that Shakur would be facing a Jamel Herring, after this fight if he wins. What do you think of that fight, Tim?
Well, first of all, let's talk about Nakathila. So drop the H on that joint, Nakathila. It's a good fight. It's a good fight. I think that Shakur Stevenson has too much for the young guy. Nakathila is a guy you gotta get up for. You gotta get up for anybody to get in the ring. He's one of those guys that come from overseas. You really don't know much about him. Not a whole lot of clean footage on him. You can see that he's aggressive. I can see that he's a little tall, a little rangy. Likes to use the right hand. He's a 1-2 type of fighter. Sits down on that right hand, man. If that thing lands, it's deadly. Shakur is just he has too much skills. He's a southpaw. He can fight he can fight on the outside. He can fight in close now. He's got so super comfortable in the inside now. I see him taking the fight eventually in the inside and possibly even stopping him. I would hope he stops a guy like Nakathila.
Tia. You put the
Tila,
H in.
excuse me. Yeah, my bad. Tila. See, you got me jacked up. Nakathila got me all jacked up right now. But anyhow, I think he should stop a guy like this. He has to. I mean, he's not a big one-punch knockout power type of guy. But the thing is that Shakur, if you have all those facets in your game, you can take it on the inside, you can take it on the outside, you can hit a guy at will. Defensively, they can't touch you. You can get close to him, and he still can't touch you defensively, and you can land your shots on him. I think you can break him down mentally and even have guys quit on the stool. I mean, Lomachenko is one of those guys that was able to do that. So that's the level that I want to see Shakur get to where he's actually breaking these guys down mentally, breaking their will, and having them literally quit on the stool because it's too much for them to handle. So you don't have to be a one-punch knockout type of guy. You need the one punch. No, break these guys down. Break their whole will. Break everything. Take every weapon away from them and leave them with nothing. Stuck in the corner with their cup on. That's it. Take everything off of them. And if he does that, I think that'll boost him. A lot of people, talk about him not having a whole lot of punching power and this and that, and he's not fun to watch.
It looks like he's coming along though. Like he is punching harder now. Is he?
Oh, he is. He's sitting down. He's sitting down more on his punches now. Absolutely, he's sitting down more on his punches now. One thing a lot of people got to realize also is that he's inverted too. He's a natural right-handed. So a lot of people don't really know that. He's naturally right-handed, but he fights out of southpaw stance, so his right hook is deadly. That's a strong hand. But he tends to fight with the backhand down to the body, sometimes up to the head. But when he lands that right hook, that's the punch that he should be looking for. That's the shot, the right hook. But I like his development. As a champion, he's grown since the first day I've seen him. He's grown not only inside the ring, but he's grown outside the ring. I like the fact that he's hanging around, I would say, one of the best camps in boxing, if not the best. I mean, he's with Terrence Bud Crawford, that whole crew out there. They're doing a great job out there, man, in Omaha and in Colorado Springs. They're grooming a lot of young talent, or up-and-coming talent, or guys that are trying to make their mark in boxing. So big shout-out to that whole crew there, Bo Mack and everybody that's part of it. Keep doing your thing. He's definitely showing, and as you see, it's just a lot of maturity from the young fighter, Shakur Stevenson. He looks great. He's speaking very well. He's not camera shy anymore. He started coming to his own. He started, realize who he is. That's a part of it too. Along with, maturing inside the ring, you got to mature as a person outside the ring and handle your business the right way. He's doing that now.
It seemed like he's being entertaining outside the ring without putting on an act, without being overboard with it.
Exactly.
It's just matter of fact. He says it, and it's hot.
Yeah, I agree with that. I believe a Jamel Herring fight will be a really good fight. I think that they've probably sparred in the past. I think that Shakur understands what he can do against Jamel Herring. He knows that, he has more tools than he does, and he knows that he can outbox him. Jamel will be game to fight anybody, I'm sure. I know Jamel, being smart, because not only is it just about fighting, it's about being smart business-wise as well. Yeah. I think Jamel will want to fight Valdez instead. I mean, come on, he put his belts on the line. He put his belt on the line, but I think he can't go around Shakur because Shakur is the #1 mandatory, I believe, for his belt. So he has to either face him or give it up or go up and wait to 135 and contend there or something. I don't know.
Do you think Shakur would beat Valdez? I know you got to get going to work, Tim.
It's a really good fight.
Mm-hmm.
It's a really good fight. Valdez, you can never count him out. He's a winner. Shakur, same thing. He's a winner. We've never really seen him in the ring with a guy that's pretty damn smart. He's an Olympian, 2-time Olympian. A guy that has punching power, both hands. A guy that's been trained by Reynoso, has kind of evolved into this boxer puncher.
Definitely.
Now instead of just a slugger. He showed great legs and grit in the fight against who was his name? Burchell.
And he had to show growing pains to get to that improvement, huh?
He did.
There was a few fights. Yeah,
he did, and I think it was just a really a perfect style matchup for him as well to look really impressive. He had a guy that was coming straight forward. I thought that was going to be able to overpower him, but he used great defensive movement to be able to set up a lot of his offense. And starting with that beautiful jab, man. He has a strong jab. But back to the fight, should be an entertaining fight. I would personally favor Shakur. I just think he's a lot smarter. It's going to take a guy that's smarter than he is to beat him, or a guy that is just reckless, kind of fights off timing. To give him fits.
Like Maidana and Navarrete?
Yeah. You see, you catching my drift.
Yes.
So, yeah, just off rhythm and kind of awkward and got some punching power that can get his respect. That's not going to allow him to be comfortable in what he's doing and kind of keep him in that T position. So when I say T position, that means squared up like you are in your chest. So only way you can go is to the left or right. Keep you squared up against the ropes. T, right down the middle. That's a T right there. You can only go left or right. So anybody that can get him in that position right there, squared up against the ropes, any southpaw, you're going to have an advantage, because it doesn't matter which way he moves. You got this hand and you got this hand to work. So on the outside, you just got to be able to play with him. You got to be able to play his game on the outside too if you're going to be Shakur. You can't get picked off easily. You got to make it difficult for him to hit you. You got to have good legs. You got to have good quickness to close the gap on him when he makes a mistake, because he does make mistakes as well. We all do. No one's perfect, and you better be gritty as hell. Gritty as hell, because the kid is so competitive. He's going to turn it up, and you better be willing to turn it up with him. Anytime you try to turn it up, you got to turn it up with him. So it's going to take a smart warrior to beat a guy like Shakur Stevenson. Valdez may be that guy. I don't know. I don't think so. A little shorter guy, but can never count that guy out, man.
No.
Never count Valdez out. He's a tremendous warrior, tremendous fighter. I respect him, and if they do fight, may the best man win.
Tim, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you,
always, brother. Thank you so much.
Always.
Yep.
Thank
Shout
you.
out to the best commentary team in the game.
I appreciate you, bro.
Thank you.
Thank you.